Magandang araw po sa inyo lahat. Ito po inyong likod, si Freddy. Dito nagbabalita at nagbibigay ng kuro-kuro sa araw-araw dyan sa Pilipinas, most especially in the political situation. Okay? Ako nga po pala ay isang dating Toastmaster International, competent Toastmaster sa Barangay Toastmaster Club in Bacolod City. It was a long time ago. And I also worked in PLDT Bacolod as a system support engineer. Okay? And also a retiree healthcare worker in Chicago for almost 2 decades. Okay, and I really appreciate for Chicago for giving me all these chances and opportunity to work for Chicago for almost 2 decades. And he also here in Texas. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. Okay. Now, ang aking topic ngayon today is all about the Philippines, okay? The Philippine President, Bongbong Marcos Jr. Yung kanyang mga ginagawa at yung kanyang mga activity at yung kanyang mga position. At ito ay babalita ko, paririnig ko lang sa inyo, no? Para hindi na punta kayo makapiright, okay? Marami nakaka-copyright dyan sa Pilipinas at yung iba ay nagkakaroon ng problema, no? So yung hindi ata maganda yan, lalo na especially when it comes to freedom of the press, and that law should be repealed. It needs to be repealed in order for the country to grow as much as possible as democracy is concerned. Okay? Hindi natin pwedeng harangin ang demokrasya. Kailangan natin ang demokrasya ay gumagana sa pamamagitan ng meron tayong mga abogado batikang abogado. Bakit hindi natin ipakita dyan sa mga yan na lumalaban sa gobyerno ang paggamit ng mga batikang mga abogado natin dyan sa Pilipinas upang maharangan ang gusto magpabaksak sa Pilipinas. Okay? Kaya yan ay dapat ang kukunin ng ating presidente ay yung mga batikang abogado. Okay? Hindi natin dapat nilalabanan, kundi as much as possible, we should hire these lawyers to work for the government. Okay? And that hindi natin dapat sirain. Dapat nating pangalagaan itong mga magagaling na abogado, most especially when it comes to international law. Okay? So, ganito. Ito po, pakinggan po natin ang ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos Jr.
Morning po, sir. Sir, napatawag niyo na po ba si Ambassador Wang Silian regarding po dun sa Ayungin incident, sir?
Well, we have called him many times. The DFA will have to decide to formalize a discussion with the ambassador, but we are actually constantly in touch with him. I think we have already made our position very clear. We have made our objections to some of the actions that were undertaken by the maritime forces of the PLA. Also, our objection to that, we have also made it very clear, not only to the ambassador.
Yung PLA means People's Liberation Army. Yan po ang ibig sabihin ng PLA. Okay?
But also to Beijing. It will really depend on how formal we want to make this complaint. But you know, we have how many? We have over 100 already protests. We have already made the similar number of demarches. So we have
the more than 100 protests, I think is not okay. Okay? It is not effective. So, kailangan natin, kasi nakita naman yung ginawa sa ating mga kasundaluhan ng Philippine Navy at isa ay naputulan ng daliri, no? Daliri rito, yung pinakamalaki, no? Hindi ko lang alam kung kaliwa at kanan. Mukhang kanan yata, naku, hirap magsulat noon. Naku, with disability na yun, With disability na, nagkataon yun. Okay? At sinasabi na ating Pangulo na hindi arm attack. Arm attack na nga yun Gumamit sila ng sibat, patalim, at nag-onboard pa sila sa Philippine Navy. Ito ay ano na to trespassing na to Isipin mo, nasa ano tayo, nasa teritoryo natin sa Pilipinas, aakyatin tayo ng ng mga Chinese Navy. This is a Navy, it's not a Philippine Coast Guard. It is a Navy, it is an act of war. Okay? It is an act of war. At ang ginagawa ng ating Pangulo ay hindi sang-ayon sapagkat we need to protect our soldiers. We need to protect our soldiers. Pinadadala natin doon para patayin? Hindi lumaban? Abay, hindi tama yun. Hindi ako sang-ayon dito sa iyo, Pangulong Bongbong Marcos Jr. Hindi ako sang-ayon na hayaan natin ang ating kasunduluhan na walang proteksyon. Walang proteksyon na binubuli ka na, sinasaktan ka na, halos patayin ka na. Sinisira ang mga gamitan natin. Hindi tama ito. Ito ay karuwagan na to. At ang mga kasunduluhan natin ay hindi pumapayag na ganyan ang mangyayari. We need some kind of planning exercise in order to protect our soldiers and also to protect our sea from these Chinese. One solution, I'm going to suggest is to don't ask for more products coming from China. Yung mga ginagamit na sasakyan dyan sa Pilipinas, sa mga jeepney na made in China, we don't need that. We don't need that. Most especially, these Chinese are low quality. Hindi natin kailangan yan. Marami ka ng pinuntahan na bansa, Pangulong Bongbong Marcos Jr. And we could expect something from them. Not from China. Bakit ba pinagsisiksikan nyo na kinakalaban na tayo ay nagiging mabuti pa kayo sa kanila? You cannot please them. You cannot please them because they are out to attack us. They are out to occupy our Philippine Sea. Okay? At ang ginagawa ay ang ating mga isda ay naapektuhan. Okay? Okay, tuloy natin.
To do more than just that. Kasi papatawag natin yung ambassador, sasabihin natin itong posisyon namin, hindi namin gusto yung nangyari. And that's it. But we have to do more than that. So we are. So we're doing more than just that.
Sir, just a quick follow-up. Do you think, sir, it was an armed attack? Kasi, sir,
Was
it an armed attack, sir? Kasi,
It's not armed. Walang pumutok.
sir,
Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, pagkat walang pumutok, it's not an armed attack. Sinabi ko na sa unahan. Meron silang mga bolo. Meron silang mga kutsilyo. That is an armed attack. And they even board the Philippine Navy ship. So I don't think you're right. Yung mga consultant po, yung mga advisor mo, hindi dapat 'yon. Dapat meron tayo. At isa sa suggestion ko is putuli na ang pag-i-import natin sa China hangga't maaari at humanap tayo ng ibang market na pwede natin pagkunan ng supply. At itigilan na natin ang pag-export diyan sa China. Export. Hindi na maganda ang ginagawa ng China. At paalisin na ang mga Chinese na mga from mainland diyan sa Pilipinas as much as possible. Higpitan natin ang ating immigration. Okay? And we could go and we could ask for more US product to come over there in the Philippines. From European countries to we can export and we could do some import, not from China. Okay? At yung mga Chinese businessmen na maayaw dito, they could go out of the Philippines. They could go out of the Philippines. Yan lang po ang kasi hindi po natin kaya natin na gaganyanin tayo araw-araw. Araw-araw. At ang gusto nilang gawin, there will be time that they're going to occupy our BRP Sierra Madre and kill our soldier there. Okay? And that is the start of a war. In the meantime, we need to practice like the one that you are doing right now. It's good that we have another exercise, military exercises with Germany, and that is good. Okay? Okay, let's continue.
Hindi tayo tinutukan ng baril.
Sorry, sir.
But it was a deliberate action to stop our people. But in the process of that, kinuhanan tayo, they boarded a Philippine vessel and took the equipment from that Philippine vessel. So, although there were no arms involved, nonetheless, it is still a deliberate action, and it is essentially an illegal action that was taken by the Chinese forces.
Sir, last na on my part, bakit lang po nagkaroon tayo ng statement na ito ay misunderstanding or accident?
Because nung una, hindi tinitignan pa lang namin yung data. Eh baka nagkamali lang. Pero mula nung napunta ako sa Westcom at nakausap ko si Admiral Torres, lahat ng pati na yung mga seaman, sinabi ko ano ba talaga nangyari? Eh maliwanag, hindi misunderstanding. Talagang pinuntahan tayo para harangin ang ating resupply.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hello, sir. Good morning po. Sir,
Okay.
hello. Sir, may we just get your brief reaction to the dismissal of the third and last drug case against Senator Laila de Lima? The dismissal of the third and last drug case against Senator Laila de Lima. May we get your thoughts on that, sir?
What further comment does it
Do you
require?
think, sir, it will impact, sir, yung pending probe ng ICC sa atin?
Well, maybe this is something we should show the ICC. Tignan mo, our judiciary is working properly. All our investigative services are working properly.
I'm sorry to tell you, Mr. President, the justice system in the Philippines is not work right now. Ngayon nga lang mo nagkaroon ng investigasyon dyan sa Kongreso at pinatatawag si dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte at itong si Senator General Bato de la Rosa. So, ano ba yung pinagsasabi natin na umiiral ang justice system? It's only now. At ito ay against humanity. Okay? Ang pagkakapatay sa 30,000 katao na without due process, na binibigyan niya ng modelo na wala kayo napapatay ngayon, sa ngayon, as of today, except for Davao, ay isang pahiwatig na umiiral ang batas sa drugs without anybody is getting hurt. Di ba? Yan ang sinasabi mo. At yan ang sinasabi mo na there is justice. No, it's only now that there is justice. But in the past 2 years, you were not able to implement just such justice. Di ba? Kasi natatakot ka sa mga Duterte. Ewan ko kung ano naging kasunduan nyo sa mga Duterte. Okay? Your action and administration is doing it except for some minor consequences that you are doing. Okay? Kayo po, Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, ilang milyon ba yung 18 million or something like 16 million Filipinos are behind you. Doon kayo magkapital. Yun ang inyong panghawakan. Sinusuporta namin kayo pero dapat maging matatag kayo. At yung mga ginagawang paninira nyo, dapat meron din kayong counterattack. Kaya sinasabi kang weak president ni Duterte na hindi naman karapat-dapat. And we are also congratulating you for making the Philippines a great economic power right now. Hindi naman economic power, but economic recovery. As we are one of the fastest economy in the world, because of your frequent visiting other countries and through a state visit and invitation. Okay, that is an official visit. Thank you for that. Okay, now hindi ka naman talagang perfecto, Mr. President, but we want you to emphasize that kasi kailangan papasukin natin yung ICC. Bakit? Nakikipag-ugnayan tayo sa European Union. And European Union is ICC, right? Okay. Kung hindi natin papayagan pumasok ang ICC at i-serve ang warrant of arrest kay President Digong Duterte, what if they give you a punishment for doing that, like a trade embargo. Don't you think so, Mr. President? We are trying to go good with these people, the European Union. Very powerful ang European Union. They are only out to give justice to those people who were killed during the Duterte's regime. Okay? Kalimutan ho niyo yung utang na loob. Wala akong magagawa ang utang na loob sa ginagawa niyo yan. In fact, it gave you a worse scenario. Katulad ng ibang nangyayari dyan sa paligid-ligid natin. Pag hindi ka kumilos, Mr. President, aalis ang Amerika, aalis lahat ng mga kapitalista, aalis ang mga businessmen because you are not protecting their interests, their business interests, and the interests of the people. Okay, Mr. President, I hope that you are able to get something from us. Okay, let's continue.
Ito naman. And former Senator De Lima has been acquitted. I don't. What further comment can there be? Dumaan siya sa paghusga, na-acquit siya. So
It won't change a thing, sir. Your stand. It won't change your stand on where the ICC's jurisdiction lies.
I don't see what one thing has to do with the other. I don't think it is. She has said that she would like to help the ICC, but that's between her and the ICC. We do not. We still stay with our position that the ICC has no jurisdiction in the Philippines because we have a working police force, we have a working judiciary, and do not require any assistance in that regard. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. President, you said that you don't want any assistance, no? Ano ba yung ginagawa natin, di ba? Kaya ka biyahe ng biyahe sa iba-ibang bansa in order to get support, economic support. And here we are. You are most of the time visiting European countries, and ICC is part of European countries. Okay? So, wag mong ipagpalit ang yung utang na loob dyan sa mga Duterte dahil sila ang gumawa ng malaking kasalanan sa mga tao na pinagpatay na 30,000 people. Okay? 30,000. Ibig mga pamilya at mga bata. Infant, Mr. President. Okay? Papayag ka ba? At itong ginagawa ng maraming mga kulto na reliyon dyan sa Pilipinas. Dahil sila ay bumoto sa iyo, ay hindi mo sila gagalawin. Ang batas, no one is above the law, Mr. President. Okay? Okay, let's continue.
Hi sir, magandang umaga po. Sir, how big a loss is Vice President Sara Duterte from your cabinet? And ano po yung napag-usapan niyo? What was the reason given by her? Bakit po siya nag-resign?
She didn't give any reasons. I asked her if there were any particular reasons why she has chosen to resign from the Department of Education and from the NTF-ELCA. And she said, wag na lang natin pag-usapan. So I did not force the issue. Well, you know, we have to carry on, and the Department of Education is quite.
Okay, Mr. President, as far as the Department of Education is concerned, or DepEd, napakasama ho ng ating record. In 2018 and in 2022, as of this moment, we are now the last as far as quality of education is concerned among our Asian countries and other parts of the world. Yan o ay katibayan sa pamamagitan ng PISA, P-I-S-A. Now we are, for the last year, since 2018, and the last survey at 2022, we are not making good when in terms of quality of education, more especially in public school, which is under the Department of Education, most especially. Right? Kaya hindi ko maganda Hindi ko maganda. At nabalitaan ko na ang mga private school dyan sa Pilipinas ay they're producing good quality student. What now happened to our student in all public school nationwide? Masama ho nagiging quality ng education natin dyan sa Pilipinas. We are lost in math. We are lost in reading. We are lost in science. Tatlong malalaking subject at including naapektuhan na rin natin ang ating effective communication, and that's what you are using right now, English. Okay? So I do hope that with the resignation of Department of Secretary of Education Sara Duterte, na wala siya nagawa for the past 2 years, ay karapat-dapat na siya ay mag-resign. Dapat noon pa. Sapagkat hanggang ngayon, until now, she was not able to prove her leadership, strong leadership under the Department of Education. At ang mga teacher na rin ang nagtetestify, at yung mga parents ng ating mga estudyante ang nagtetestify na walang masyadong nagawa itong si Sara Duterte that is receiving the biggest budget from the government. Okay? So I do hope that this will end our topic for today. Okay, I still do thank you, Mr. President, for a job that you done for the Philippines. Thank you very much. But syempre, hindi ka naman perfecto, meron ka rin mga konting kamalian, and we need to give you the best feedback or input coming from us. Okay? Okay, in God we trust. Never hold your peace. I'll see you in my next vlog.